Here's how to turn your YouTube channel into a lead generation machine, even if you don't have the traffic. Today, we're going to talk specifically about optimizing your YouTube channel, transforming it from, typical to enough traffic, enough qualified leads that you're actually generating leads on your website, and to be able to do this in about 6 months or less. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. Now, what's important here is that we don't talk about getting subscribers or getting impressions or your video going viral. I'm going to open up right up front that none of that has any actual value to your business. Going viral with the video is very easy. The definition of going viral is to have more views than you have subscribers. So if you've got like 20 subscribers, like the most YouTube channels, then you get 40 views and your video's gone viral. We don't want viruses. We want leads and sales for your website. Now, I've developed a system that I'm drafting out for clients. As you guys know, that I build out these kits and plans when I'm working with clients, and when we develop systems for optimization, systems for implementation, and as we get results, and we'll talk a little bit about how you can get results too as we go through this program. But when we get results, we want to know repeatable methods. So the promise of this program is, how do you turn your YouTube channel into more leads? Now, I know I'm talking about YouTube, but depending on your audience, Rumble, BitChute, a lot of these other video channels, including Facebook, are powerful ways to reach people in your marketplace. With so many social media channels, things are kind of segmented. With so many video sharing platforms, things are segmented. And this is causing the cost per lead to go up when it comes to pay-per-click channels. And then organic traffic is almost nil. And so how do we get more leads and then more sales from our website? So let's start with first the definition of a qualified lead. A qualified lead is someone who joins your email list, gives you their phone number, opts in with contact information on your list. It's not a subscriber, it's not a like, it's not a follower. While subscribers, likes, and followers will actually make you a little bit more susceptible to the YouTube algorithms. And I say susceptible because they promote the content that creates ad revenue for them. That's something to remember throughout this whole program, because the ad revenue is really what they're looking for. If you're looking for leads, if you're looking for sales, if you're looking for customer relationships, then a few dollars here and there from ad revenue really isn't going to do anything. So we're not even worried about getting monetized. We're not worried about anything other than using YouTube as a hosting platform. Now, that puts you on their shit list. I'll just tell you right up front. If all you're using YouTube for is a hosting platform for video and the potential to reach audiences and the potential to advertise on their platform, they're not as happy as putting up free, high quality content that gets eyeballs. Now, those eyeballs, that exposure, has very little value because it's expensive to produce. So when you're editing video or producing video, it takes time, effort, money. If you're going to get a decent camera, I've got an old clapped out camera and I create videos that are good enough. I think this is only a 2K camera. My iPhone is a 4K camera. Right here is just one of these little Logitech 1080p cameras. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter the quality of your video. It is context that matters more than anything else, because first we want to connect with the buyers on those channels and then get them to come from that channel to our own website. But creating videos, especially videos for marketing, is not your main business. So if you're a technical services contractor, if you're a plumber, electrician, if you're a consultant who provides, like for my case, risk management services, I don't have the time nor the desire to learn how to be a videographer so that I could produce video that is going to catch people's attention and catch people's eyes and really start attracting folks to my channel. And that's, again, a mindset shift that you have to make, because it's not about attracting someone to your channel. Ugly salespeople make sales too. The thing we have to understand is that we need to solve a problem for the viewer. So in this case, I'm showing you how to generate more leads from your YouTube channel. First thing I told you is you got to get them off the YouTubes. How do you get them off the YouTubes? We'll talk about that in a little bit. But your mindset shift starts with, what is YouTube to your business? Okay, it's a great advertising channel. but not necessarily organic advertising because it is a pay-for-play platform. If you've got a really consumer-based product, yeah, maybe somebody will be interested, but the majority of my clients are business to business. Majority of my clients sell to affluent families. They sell to business owners. They sell to people who have better things to do than sit around on YouTube and drool out the side of their mouth as they're watching the next video. Now, they might do that on their TV or on their tablet when they're sitting on the couch later in the evening. And there is an opportunity like infomercials to get them engaged and involved in something. But most TVs, even smart TVs, are not that interactive. And so if you have them click on something, where are they going to go? Okay, they might open up a browser, but then can they type in an opt-in form? What you need to have them do in that case is to raise their hand and on a piece of paper to write down something, either to give you a call or to contact you going directly to a website. Let's talk about some of the other problems. Lack of qualified leads. You can get a video, as popular as it is, as many as subscribers as it'll attract, but those people who come to your website, they're interested in freebies because a lot of people will offer a freebie in order to get somebody to engage with their website. They'll say, oh, by the way, I've got a free report. And if you visit the website in the link below, I'll give you a copy of the free report. Unfortunately, if that free report is not matched to your audience, is not clearly indicating the value that you can deliver as a service, then somebody's going to grab that free report. They're going to use it. They're going to be happy. They're going to go off and find another free report. They're going to use it and not even remember who the hell you are, or they're just going to get it and download it on their computer and do nothing with it. So these problems we have to overcome. A lot of folks will think more content, a new offer, that's just extra work. That's throwing more work after bad work. The key here is understanding not only your costs of content creation, but the transaction of our viewers in what are they looking for. Majority of people on YouTube are looking for entertainment. Okay. Do we give them entertainment because they're looking for entertainment? Not necessarily. Majority of the people on YouTube are just mindlessly surfing. So they're looking for the next video, the emotional connection. In fact, YouTube is designed to get those endorphins going, to get the dopamine hits going. So somebody just clicks, 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 clicks like television used to be. So in order to get somebody out of that platform, we need to have a pattern interrupt that gets them thinking about an emotional topic of a problem that they face, and it helps them raise their hand. So what we're talking about here is your lack of qualified leads. So you heard YouTube's a good channel, you heard Facebook's a good channel, you heard LinkedIn's a good channel, and you've been wasting a lot of time and effort creating content for these platforms, and you're not seeing actual dollar returns. So how do we change that? You're facing a specialized skill. Now, maybe you got some kid to do the videos, and kids are good with videos and stuff, but there's a specialized skill required, not just to create the video, but also to create the conversation and the structure of the presentation in order to get somebody to raise their hand and take action. I'm going to ask you to take action at the end of this video. I need to make sure that I've set up the pressing reasons why you might raise your hand and say, hey, Justin, tell me more. Or, hey, Justin, yes, give me that free information because it's perfect for my business. Do you see what we're talking about here? We want to have content that stops the search, stops the conversation. Now, that's contrary to what YouTube wants. Okay, and they're not going to recommend your video. They're not going to push it out there. It's not going to go viral because, again, YouTube wants the people to stay on the platform. They want people to engage with this video, the next video, and the next video, and the next video. And next thing you know is 5 hours later, they've got good stats for their shareholders. They got good stats for their advertising pages. All in all, you might have seen 100 ads in a few hours. Yet nothing has happened from the prospect standpoint to move them towards solving a problem. See, they're going to have guilt and frustration because they spent a few hours watching YouTube and they have some ideas of how to solve their problem, but they don't know the next step necessary to get started. Now, let's talk about some case study. There's a roofing contractor in my area that has videos that demonstrate not the installation of roofs, not giving away free roofs, but the technical factors of choosing the right roof for your home. See, they know that people looking for a new roof need to know certain information about how roofs are installed the right way. why roofs are installed a certain way, and then some of the new technologies that are available that might save them time and effort. And then immediately they ask you to come down to a showroom because they're selling locally. Okay, now they're putting YouTube videos out there because it's a great video hosting platform. They're reaching an international audience, but they want someone in the local area in which they can serve to come to their showroom for a detailed and practical demonstration as well as pricing. So somebody can see how affordable a new roof would be for their home. They're talking to a specific demographic. They're not only creating these videos as a hands-on interaction, but they're also creating these videos as, oh, that was interesting. So there's a little entertainment value. But ultimately, they don't worry about organic traffic. They promote every video. There's another company that has a metal roofing. It's similar concept, similar details. I'm not sure if they interacted with each other, but the key concepts are the same. Demonstrative because it's a visual medium. Instructive, not for like how to do it yourself, unless you're going to show how difficult it is to do it yourself, but how to get the help that you need and choose the right supplier. And then, of course, those satisfaction elements. So the skills to create the video are basically available a dime a dozen. You can get a old wedding photographer. You can get a kid with a camera. You could just simply talk to your computer like I do. It all really depends on the audience. The key is if you're a business owner or an executive and you want to generate more leads from your website, then you can't have your prospects watching your video and staying on the YouTubes. Okay, so I see a lot of these vanity metrics, a lot of these metrics like how many impressions, how many likes, how many subscribes, how long did they watch your video. Now, I use those metrics in my own performance measures, and so they're used as part of our optimization. This is one of the specialized reports I put together for optimizing my clients and my own channels, and we use those factors, but it's okay if somebody only watches 80% of the video because we know that last 20% is a call to action. And that call to action is asking them to come to the website to take action. So our descriptions have coded links in them. We give specialized email addresses or phone numbers or links in the video. Now I send all my traffic to the home page of my site, and I don't put up a link on the bottom here. Okay, so I just say, hey, for more information, visit, and in this case, this is Ad Briefings, the channel Ad Briefings. You would visit www.adbriefings.co.uk. In the United States, you can visit www.adbriefings.com. Now, of course, I know that on the internet, it doesn't matter if you're visiting the UK site or the United States site. That gives me a measure of impact. And so if I've got a video that has 20% of my traffic from the UK and 20% of my visitors on my website are from the UK, then I've got some carryover. But more importantly, I'm going to share an action for someone to do. So let's say you're the roofing company and you've just demonstrated the benefits of a 50-year roof versus a 25-year roof and an underlayment that is a thermal barrier as well as a sealable water barrier. So you can have a thermal barrier, and then there's like a jelly-like sheet that can go on in case that seals itself on the nails that hold the shingles down. And why is this so important? And by the way, if you come out to our showroom, you can see our demonstration up close and personal, and you can see how these roofs wear over time. And we have additional resources available to help you with financing. And if you're ever thinking about a roof, now is the time to come down and get this free report about how to choose a roof that'll last a lifetime. Now, it's the lifetime of the roof, not the lifetime of the homeowner. But again, it's a sales demonstration on the video so that someone gets up and comes to the store. Now, it is analogous that I say website, but I also mean store or on the telephone. But it is pretty cool on a website that I can put a link in the description that if you click that link, I'm going to know what video you came from. I'm going to know what campaign it's associated with. I'm going to know what offers it's associated with. And so even if you land on a broken page, I still got some information that's useful. And so probably the biggest tip, and I'm going to give you 4 steps to make this work and to optimize your YouTube channel. But maybe the biggest tip here is to learn something from your YouTube channel rather than simply just throwing videos up there. That's probably the last problem I want to talk about. I don't want to go into too many problems because that depresses people. But the last problem is just posting stuff up there and just seeing what happens and not really having a system in place. And so that's really where we need to go. Posting more content. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have a series of best practices, posting more content is simply going to make you spend more money on creating content and wasting time, and it's going to take longer to get leads to your website and things like that. I already mentioned the mistake people make where they'll put links in their videos or they'll put links in the descriptions and they don't have coding in them to know more about the where the visitor came from. The more cowbell theory of making better videos. I've seen videos worse quality than my video that are making millions of dollars a year. And again, it's a direct to camera. Sometimes they'll have bookshelves in the background. Sometimes they'll use a green screen so you can test two different backgrounds on the video. And they're going to just simply do a sales presentation. It could be a long form sales presentation. It could be a short form sales presentation after some educational content. It could be what Frank Kern calls results in advance. It could be a sideways sales letter like Jeff Walker talks about. And by the way, any of these people I mentioned, we implement their types of presentations. We won't do it for them specifically, but if you are using a product launch formula or results in advance, we actually help clients implement those things. But the key is it's not just a YouTube video thrown up there. It's not just me holding my phone in front of me and going, hey, I'm going to, hey, this is just it. Look at what I ate for breakfast. No, it's how can I help you? Here's what we have to offer. Here's how you get started. Here's some tips and tricks. Here's mistakes to avoid. Content marketing really isn't what people think it is. The search engines, big tech want you to create a lot of content. They want you to have better production. They want you to be like a TV studio, but ultimately they want your content so it can wrap their advertisements around it. I don't know if you've ever thought about it this way, but when you watch television, why do they have the shows? So there's variety shows, there's celebrity shows. Why do they have the shows? Well, one TV executive said quite a long time ago, 1960s, 1970s, is that the reason they have programming, and it is programming, they're programming you to watch, is because of the commercials. And so there was a time where the ads were actually in the television shows, and then the law changed and they had to put the ads separate. And so now they literally have, if you go through and time television today, you're going to have 15 or 20 minutes every hour of commercials. So you're going to have content, and then every hour there's 15 or 20 minutes of commercials spread out. That's just the fact of life. Now, if you're paying for advertising and you can create effective commercials, then hopefully all your competitors create content, and then you can just simply put your ads on their content. And so better production doesn't help. A strategy matters. I'm going to give you the 4 steps in this strategy, and then we're going to go back through with what you need to do right now to turn your YouTube channel into a lead generation machine. Not subscribers on the on YouTube necessarily. That does happen, but essentially people have seen your video, they come to your website, they opt in, and they're qualified to do business with you over anybody else. Because when you build that list, when you build those leads on a list, you now have the opportunity to follow up. So now you can create a new video that helps someone who they're kind of looking for a solution, and you can have that video on your YouTube channel, but now you're able to send an email to them and send them back to the YouTube channel to watch the video, or more importantly, send them to a landing page on your own website that has the video embedded in your own website, by the way, because we want to have that analytics. And I won't get too big into the technical details, but you really want to you want to do what YouTube is doing to be successful. You want to keep the visitors on your own website. You don't want the visitors wandering around anywhere. You want them in the sales funnel, starting with a lead. So number 1, the who matters. YouTube promises you millions and millions of users. There's 60, 70 million users a day. They're watching hundreds of millions of hours of video. What does that matter? For the case of the roofing company, they only want people in their region where they can install roofs. On the other hand, a camping gear company may want to be able to reach people all over the United States because they can ship their product, but they don't ship out of the country. I work with international retailers who want to ship worldwide, but they only want to ship to distributors. So if they're going to put content on the platform, they want to put the content on the platform and then put it in front of a clearly defined target audience. Now, the value of a clearly defined target audience lets you tailor content, speak specifically to people. So this video isn't about recruiting creators. It isn't about people who want to have more ad revenue. It's about businesses and business owners and executives who want to sell more high ticket products and services. My clients typically have a $1,000 US dollar uh, customer lifetime value in the first 12 months of interaction. That means we get you 12 new customers, it's $12,000 in profit. We get you 120 customers, it's $120,000 in profit. Okay, number 2 is you want a message that matches your audience. We've already talked about that. We want to talk to their emotional needs. We want to talk to their spiritual needs, to their way of life, to every consistent element about who they are and connect them to the product or service. Now, there's some warnings about this because we're in a cancel culture. If you're selling roofing and you are, a Christian roofing company and you make the Christian part more important than the roof, then you're going to narrow the scope of the audience of people who could potentially benefit from what you have to offer. Now, substitute Christian with Islam or Judaism or Buddhist or whatever. It doesn't matter. We don't want to make the Bud Light mistake of fronting a thing for a specific group that we are either wholly involved in or we are just doing because it's the thing of the month. So you don't want to be doing that because it's going to be disingenuous to your user. So when we have our messages, we could include elements of your religious beliefs, your political beliefs, or anything like that, but you have to know that you're repelling the right people. Okay, maybe you don't want to do business with anybody who's ever voted for Hillary Clinton, and you're only going to do business with Trump supporters. Then you need to say that. That's fine, but you have to know the consequences of that because if the audience match is not the same, so for example, if you have a younger demographic that's more liberal and you're trying to sell them products and services with your inherent beliefs that are more conservative, then you're going to have challenges. You have to know when to step back. You have to know when to moderate that message. And then, of course, you need to understand what your customers already believe your business is about. Now, we can go into detail about that, but number 1 and number 2, your audience and your message are tremendously important. Number 3 is the offer. Now, I know you're doing these YouTube videos, you're having fun with it. You want to make sure you're offering something of value in the video that gets the viewer started towards a solution. So my goal here is I've told you a couple ways to get leads from your YouTube video to your get traffic from your YouTube video to your website. It's more particularly a landing page. I also mentioned that YouTube hates that and they're not going to promote your video. So you may want to promote your video financially. We've talked about having the right audience. You want to promote your video to an audience that is worth having as a lead. But again, what's that offer we're going to have for them? If we have an offer for a free report, they're watching videos. They don't want a new free report. Maybe they want an hour-long training video that shows them step-by-step how to do something so they can get started moving towards a particular result. So from this video right here, I'm going to offer, and it's in fact something we're developing right now. We've done it with quite a few customers. You can see my draft binder here. I'm going to offer, if you want more information about optimizing your YouTube channel, more specifically for building leads and turning it into this lead magnet machine that you can benefit from the algorithms. And we'll talk a little bit about the YouTube algorithm and the data that YouTube can get you access to. I would, at the end of this video, ask you to visit www.adbriefings.co.uk, go to the contact page and ask for YouTube optimization. But let's set that aside. It's just an example. The offer has to be something that only people who would benefit from your service would ask for. So you're not going to come to my website and say, Justin, tell me more about optimizing my business YouTube channel if you don't actually have a business YouTube channel. Okay. Now, if you're serving clients, and so you're a marketer or a copywriter and you're serving clients, that's fine too. You might want to learn how to do this in order to plus your business and add an extra value because there is copy involved in optimizing your channel. But again, the offer matters. It's got to match. Now, number 4, This is the most important. This is what people miss out. This is what people ignore when they just throw the next video online, when they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Mr. Beast did something cool. I'm going to copy that." We don't want to copy and paste. We want to have test matrices, test deliberate. We want you to put content up there that's meaningful. I wrote an outline for this content that we're talking about right now, and you can see it. It's in the front page of this draft because I'll type it out a little bit more, expand it. Of course, I've been working through this binder. You can see some of the methodologies that we've been mapping out and using. I think I originally started this in 2022 after working for years with clients optimizing content using our topic testing methods. And so I can speak from a small outline, but you really can't just sit down on video anymore and just start talking. Now, you may have more charisma than me. That's possible. Maybe you have conversations that you're regularly having with clients that you could have online. But again, we need to follow a formula. So it could be the AIDA formula: attention, interest, desire, and action. It could be the problem, pain, solution, action. It could be Gary Halbert's star, story, solution. But again, we have to set up a reason at the end of the video or even during the video to get someone to go open another browser and start moving towards becoming a lead to your website. So we're not going to give away all the content online. We're not going to tell them exactly how to solve the solution. We're not going to overwhelm them with details. If they wanted those details, they will raise their hand and move forward, but maybe they don't even know that they need the details. So again, we're going to test. We're going to create some videos that are simply a tip, 3 tips on increasing your leads. There could be a tip that is 4 video formats that work well, but they're always, again, going to, at the end, allow the person to get more information. We don't want them to go in the little sidebar. You know, YouTube has that little sidebar, and we don't want them to go to that little sidebar and go to the next video. We want them to contact you. Rest assured that you're going to follow up with them. Maybe you put them in an automated funnel so that they land on your website, opt in, and immediately get more information. They get another video. Now, this video, again, can be hosted on the YouTubes, but it's embedded in your site so that you get other analytics information. Let's real quick talk about that analytics information, because I am obviously a numbers nerd, and I love the audience matching, the cooking that YouTube does. I love Google Analytics. Because what it gives you is, if somebody watches your YouTube video, you can go back and find that audience. More importantly, if they watch another video that is emblematic to what you offer, you can target that channel to put an ad on that channel. So what I've shifted from content development to advertising or marketing, because just frankly said, these platforms have to make money. It costs a lot of money to host videos. And if it was cheap to host videos, you would just put videos on your own website. But no, they put all these videos in one place. It's called syndication. They bring people to that. They organize the videos by categories. They carefully match behavior on other websites. They start recommending videos that these people are likely to watch that will keep them on the website. And so if you get somebody, and this is a little algorithm trick, if you get somebody off YouTube into opt-in, you want to show them an embedded video right away so YouTube can see that they didn't lose a visitor. But more importantly, it's because we're stringing that media along. So when we're talking about the message is delivered some way. The audience gets information some way. We're going to bridge that video medium and get them on a particular platform to become part of your list. Now, once they're on your list, what we do a lot of times is we're going to have email content. We're going to have downloadable PDF files. We're going to have books to buy. Now, remember, the majority of my clients have a customer lifetime value in the first 12 months of $1,000 or more. So you can, if you're spending $300-400 cost per lead anyway, because you're selling $100,000 or even a $50,000 service that has a clean $1,000 in profit, then you can buy a customer by simply giving them things up front that help them make better buying decisions. Now, you could also have a video that drives directly to a telephone consultation or appointment. That's valuable too. But again, you got the visitor off the platform onto your website into your mailing list, and then ultimately on the phone, in a webinar, in some kind of presentation, in some kind of marketing funnel to move them towards a specific offer. So obviously, with what I'm describing here, I offer a done for you or done with you YouTube optimization where we'll help clients add subscribers to your channel, and that helps a little bit. It helps tweak the algorithm because subscribers and view counts do tweak the algorithm. But ultimately, you're going to know that you can reliably get a certain number of leads from your YouTube channel to your business website, and a reliable amount of those leads will become customers. That is the most important part. It's important is if you can do it on YouTube. Now, YouTube has much better analytics, but what you learn on YouTube about video best practices, about what kind of thumbnails capture attention, what kind of headlines get attention, what topics are important, you can use that to develop content on your website and get search engine traffic. You can also use it to develop tweets and social media and all these other things so that you can sit in a command position and simply use what you know and the best practices of what generates qualified leads at your website and just start driving more traffic to your site. Now, a lot of times folks say, well, they want organic traffic. We'll help you get organic traffic, but I would prefer we just go ahead and just buy a list. I don't know why people are sitting around waiting for Google to bless them or for YouTube to bless them or to Facebook to bless them. I would just assume everything you've got is shadow banned. Not only is everything shadow banned, is that it's a pay-per-play platform. And if you're not buying ads, you don't have to buy a lot of ads, but if you're not buying ads and testing campaigns, they don't see you as a serious player. And so when we work with clients, we might audit their ad channels. We might audit their analytics. We might audit something in the site so we can see what works and what doesn't, and then ultimately start developing a plan in the right way. Now, remember the 4 things. You need the right audience. So if you audit your audience, are these people that are viewing your website or viewing YouTube or showing up someplace on another channel, are they qualified prospects? Well, unfortunately, if you don't have a lot of views, it's hard to tell. So again, that's why we send them back to the main website. It works like a funnel. You got YouTube and BitChute and Rumble and Vimeo or something. There's like a bunch of sites at Twitch, Facebook, Pinterest, all this upfront stuff you can just hire agencies to do. But if they all funnel back the right audience to the right message and then into the right offers, then it's just a matter of testing and you'll know what works pretty quick. Usually within 6 months or less, you can have a consistent flow of qualified leads into a sales department, into a specific offer, into your mailing list. And then from the mailing list, we can just go out and farm it. That's just what the great thing about the mailing list, and I don't want people to ignore the value of lead generation. Okay. Once you have a mailing list, you can upload that mailing list to data services. Privacy is dead in America. You can upload it to same audience matching on one of the social media platforms, and then you can start reusing the videos you have. You don't need to create a lot of content. You can simply reuse the content you have. We talk about that and recycle your marketing. But I'm about at the point where I'm going to offer you something. Okay, you've been patient with me. I would love to answer your questions. If you don't get a chance to ask your question in the chat below, then you can visit us at www.adbriefings.co.uk. Go to the contact page and ask your questions. But here's what I'm going to offer you. I will do a discovery call with you because I'm still drafting out this in a kit format. Okay. So what I do is I deliver the service to clients. We get it systemized. I get my vendors on track. I get my staff on track. We have routines like for example, creating YouTube thumbnails that we also use as featured images on the website. And now we can test in 2 platforms. And then whatever is best is the featured image that ends up on YouTube. And then we have custom reports and dashboards that help us kind of know. I think I've got like 500-600 videos online. Some of my clients have 1,000 videos. Some of them only have like 10 or 15. It doesn't matter if they're producing leads. But if you're interested in me helping you either through an audit or just answering questions one-on-one, you can visit the website at www.adbriefing.co.uk And again, I own every permutation of those websites. So if it's I before E or E before I, it doesn't matter how you type it. You'll always end up on the site. That's a big bonus tip there. But you go to the contact page and enter your basic contact information and either ask a question about optimizing your YouTube channel or generating more leads from your YouTube channel, or tell me about the problems you have. I'm interested in hearing from you. Now, many of my clients and newsletter subscribers are going to watch this video, and we'll do a couple more webinars. And so make sure you also join our newsletter so that I can let you know when the next webinar is coming along. But what's great about this system of approach, 4 things, is that once you catalog these things, and I've helped clients just develop the catalog, but once you've cataloged these things, you can easily go in and get like a marketing team over here doing something and a marketing team over here doing something. And then you can compare their results using the Google Analytics or UTM codes and these technical things. You don't have to know them. You just need to know what offers generate money, because you're going to get more sales and you're going to generate more leads. And with the people who tend to buy, we're trying to get more of the same. And then ultimately you're going to end up with greater cash flow, better profits, more consistent sales, even if the economy's sucking. You're going to be able to take videos from one channel and put them on another channel. You'll be able to do press releases around videos and know which ones are worth doing that for, and then ultimately build up a lead generation machine from your YouTube channel. Now, substitute YouTube with any of these other channels. I just like YouTube because I can show you how the measures work faster. I don't have to wait for a lot of stuff. We can measure stuff out. And then don't be afraid of the paid advertising. I've seen people send postcards to a house list and get a lot of impressions on a video, and then that video did something for the people who viewed it, and they scheduled appointments. Okay, we're talking about results here. So whether you want to do this yourself and you have questions that we didn't cover in this program, that's fine. Visit www.adbriefings.co.uk. Go to the contact page, ask your questions, or you'd like me to help your team be more successful generating leads from YouTube or any social media channel or any video hosting channel. But we'll only focus on one, because once I teach you how to do these things, your team can do it consistently. Or if you'd like my team to do it for you rather than with you, then just ask for that. So the last takeaway I want to give you, again, you don't need specialized skills to do video marketing. You don't need to have this distract from your main business. You don't have to have 1,000 subscribers or even 100,000 subscribers on your channel. You don't even have to be particularly talented to do this. If you've ever sold your product or service before, you can do it. But I will warn you, a straight sales pitch will not be tolerated on these platforms, because people have basically become quite entitled on these platforms. Now, you can also use these channels for market research, to fine-tune your audience, your message, your offer through testing. Okay. The testing is the implementation, by the way. And then you can use the lessons you've learned to build out best practices to put the next video up. So you don't need a whole bunch of videos to do this either. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. I hope this has been useful to you to learn how to turn your YouTube channel into a lead generation machine in 6 months or less, even if you don't have any traffic. Because the secret is not the traffic, it's the targeting, it's the matching, it's the testing, it's the conversions. Again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions that I can answer in another podcast or another training video, visit www.adbriefings.co.uk. Until next time.